Flag Day, you know, it is important that we, of course, always, as we remember Flag Day, that we think right now, today, in the world that we live in, the geopolitical events so prominent in all corners of the globe. It is beginning to look like something that is insurmountable fear coming into global markets and, unfortunately, global economies and politics. On that note, I can't think of a more important time in our economy for the good of America that we have an administration that is strong and unwavering and steadfast. Can you imagine in these times having an administration that is weak and soft? All Americans, I know, are sick and tired of hearing radio talk show hosts and TV and one after another saying during every presidential election, like I have done for the last 3 presidential elections, say those words: this is the most important election of our nation's history. And unfortunately, here I go again. This is, for certain, the most important election in our nation's history. It doesn't take much to realize, if you watch TV and you see what seems like some sort of designed unity of destruction in the economy and the political world and political conditions. Tensions in Israel continue to escalate. Tensions in Saudi Arabia, Iran, a resurgence and rebuilding of ISIS and Hezbollah in Afghanistan, terrorists and gang members and those who wish to hurt and do harm to America are being captured trying to cross our southern border, and who knows how many of them have actually succeeded to get across, to get through. In a time when political divisiveness here in America is at all-time highs, can unity among the American people ever take hold again if we do have a crisis? Can America once again become a beacon of light, strength, and rational thinking that will be needed if we see global recession or worse, depression? Will the church be equipped, able, and maybe more importantly, willing to take a greater leadership role before their congregations and communities? Will people's hearts be united and softened to reflect on and take hold of a moral leadership in a time when we could see the materialistic dependency of America falling apart? I suppose we can only hope so. It seems that if we get into a serious global problems, will we be able once again to stand upon a foundation of God that is America, the foundation of grace and faith and forgiveness and fortitude that can only come from the presence of God? I sometimes, as I look around, have my doubts whether we will be able to do that. We can only again hope so. We believe in a time that is in a very different time when we did that in the 1940s during the Depression. But we live in very different times today with a very different mentality. As I look around the globe, it certainly seems as though a storm of depravity, distress, disillusion is rampant. We do not have to see the global economies suffering recessions or depressions. We don't have to see that. We don't have to get to that point. But I suppose there could be a lack of will to stop it, or maybe a lack of abilities to know how to stop it. then there's the flag. The flag is the thing that has united Americans for so long as one nation under God. It seems to be more important than ever. And I wonder, if need be, will we embrace it and push against the darkness as we stand under it? The American flag has meant so much to so many people around the world. And we need to pray today and every day that we still will find unity underneath it. And I hope someday we don't need to. I hope we can unite aside from a crisis. But I do hope someday, if we need to, Americans can once again, even politics, can find unity under the American flag, because we're going to need it.